Peace, 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 peace. Yours truly, Ivory Souls Journey. Grand Rising, great day. OCO. Assalamu alaikum. Bonjour. Good morning. We'll see who's up. Soul Tribe family, early risers. This is for those early risers. Sometimes you got to get up for work. Sometimes you just get up to meditate, pray, what have you. So we shall see who's up early. It's almost 6 a.m. on the East Coast, Eastern time zone. Yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock Central time zone. So we're going to do the video and then see who's up. What's up? What's up? What's up? Grand Rising. Great day. What's up with it? What's up with it? If you can, let me know if you can hear me in the chat. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. If not, we shall roll. If not, we shall roll. We shall roll. What up? What up? What up? Somebody let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. Can you hear me in the chat? Can you hear me in the chat? Drop a comment. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Who gonna be bold enough to let me know they can hear me? What's up, y'all? Early riders. Thank you, Caroline. Early risers. You know, for those who are up in the morning time, say between the hours of, I would say 3, 5 a.m., and you find yourself waking up during those hours, not so much you got to go and get you some water or get you something to snack on or use the restroom. I mean, that too, but your body wakes you up. Acknowledge the ancestors. Talk to them. Pray. Meditate. Because spirit, the universe, the song, and what was that song with Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey? God, that song they were singing. God is trying to tell you something. Try to remember that when you're waking up these early hours. The body would have recharged, refreshed, renewed. The mind is clear. All of that good stuff. Welcome back, everybody. Yours truly, Ivory Soul's Journey. Now, this video is, as normal, it's for information, confirmation, and clarification only. If you're here for entertainment, well, that's good too. We're not going to discriminate, are we? This thing is heavy and it's stone. I make these, by the way, so if you want one, let me know. Copper wrapped unk with stones and crystals and things of that nature. That's what I do when I do what I do. So take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Always follow your divine intuition, especially when you're making life-changing decisions. For personal energy readings, the information is in the description box of the video. If you are After you hear the video, watch any of the videos or the live streams, and you would like to send your little gift, you can send your gift to the information in the description box of the video. All right. We got all the little plugs out of the way. Let me ask y'all something, Soul Tribe family. You know how we do it around here. Ain't no telling what might be the subject matter. And then y'all can drop a comment, and let me know what y'all want to talk about. If it is within reason. If you have a problem with my sometimes using words that y'all might call curse words, I can't curse y'all with what. And what I say curse y'all, shit, it's a lot of y'all out there curse. No, I can't curse nobody with no English words that I'm using to express something. It's English words. If you have a problem with me and my cigars, you may not want to come to this channel. If you're easily triggered, you may not want to come to this channel. It's for grown folk. So if you're 18 years or younger, you do not have to get your parents' permission. I don't even want you here because you know how it is. Like I say, sometimes when you was growing up and your mama or your daddy's friends come over to the house, and then probably for the first, few minutes, look at little Sly, look at little Ivory, look at little Kim, look at little Monica. They getting big. They let you stay around. But as soon as they get into that grown folk conversation, they tell you to leave the room. But so we don't want you here if you're under the age of 18. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so. And don't forget to set your notifications to all, right? So that way you'll be notified whenever I go live. Sometimes I know, sometimes I don't know. When I post them up there, upcoming videos, a lot of times, if I post more than 2, they take them down for some reason. I do not know why they mess with yours truly. Listen, off subject. I'm not a politician. I ain't in all that voting and shit, because you voting for the same bullshit every time you vote. It's just every 2 to 4 years, they get y'all all worked up and shit. It's election time in your little city, in your little state, in your little country and shit. And y'all running around out there and shit, I don't like Trump. Trump this, Trump that. I don't like Joe Biden. All right, what your vote got to do with that? But nevertheless, I want to get into a conversation. It's just a thought. And the thought is, when you think about 70 years ago, 47, 48, 49, that time frame, that's when Israel, and this is like pretty much after the Second World War. And I want to say something. This is just early rise. This is just conversation, y'all. But during that time frame, if we go back a few years before World War II, you'll find that a lot of the quote unquote people we call the Jews, they're Europeans actually, but people we call the Jews, right? They was being persecuted, killed, beaten, raped, whatever, murdered, whatever you want to call it, anti-Semitism by Europeans in Europe. That's a fact now. Last time I checked, like Nipsey Hussle said, last time I checked, Germany is part of Europe. Last time I checked. And why am I saying this here? I want y'all to pay attention to some shit. And then when you go over to Britain and France, throughout Europe, there was a segment of society, Europeans, we call the Jews. And we know that they say that the Holocaust took place, the Jewish Holocaust took place. And they was at the hands of detriment of one they call Adolf Hitler, right? And they say he's responsible for killing about 6 million Jews, over 6 million Jews in the Holocaust. Y'all know the little story they tell, right? Whether he did or he didn't, whether the story is true or not, let me peep y'all up on something. So these Europeans were the ones that was killing the so-called Jews. So the United Nations after World War II, they got together and they passed laws prior to the UN meeting in 1947, and then in 48, and then officially in 1949. They basically took the land where we call modern day Palestine that belonged to the Arabs and basically just came in and occupied that land. So that land is being occupied by and overseen and ruled, if you will, by the people, the Europeans we call the Jews. Watch this. So these people have been moved out of their homeland, so to speak. And the ones that stayed, they are under occupation in their own land. All right, so I've set that narrative up. Let me go to another narrative. All right. In the late 1600s, I'm not talking about when Christopher Columbus as supposed to come over here. He didn't come here. He went to the West Indies. He didn't come to this land. He didn't discover one named Americus. An Italian explorer is the one who was so-called discovered America. That's why they named it after him, that Italian explorer. Huge Italian Catholic. That's who pretty much, quote unquote, from a European perspective, he didn't discover, he voyaged. When you're an explorer, you just basically on an adventurer hunt, a treasure hunt. So it wasn't Christopher Columbus. Why didn't they name it Columbus, United States? They said United States. They didn't say United States of Columbus. They said United States of America. That is an Italian person. All right. So I didn't give y'all a little nugget there. All right. And since then, these Europeans have been coming to this land. And just like what's going on at the border right now, a lot of these countries south of the border, they are letting out of prisons, right? Along mixed with some cartels and gang members and a few good people. So they let these people come across here. So it's like they're emptying their worst to America, releasing their criminals, rapists, murderers, and so on and so forth to America. Disease, some of them. Okay, on this land, Europe did the same thing. It was called indentured servant contract. And with this indentured servant contract, they would send their worst because after the Dark Ages, and quote unquote, Europe was supposed to be coming out of the Dark Ages. There was a lot of people that ended up getting sick, diseased, famine, and so on and so forth. So they didn't have, quote unquote, what we call modern day welfare, government assistance. So what Europe did was they loaded these damn peoples up on boats, right? One of the Italian boats and European, I forgot the guy's name, but he was a boat builder. And he was close friends with the king, if you will, of Europe. And King Henry, if I'm not mistaken, his son, whose name was, who was King James, right? Now, King James' dad used to rule or was the king of Scotland. Listen to me, y'all. So the queen, King James' mother, she wanted this here boat builder to build her a boat. And this boat was called the Jesus Lubbock, right? And back then, sending people, peasants from Europe to America was big business. That right there, you could classify as slavery, if you will. So these people will come and work in the tobacco fields, or they'll work on our land. Now, who owned the land? We did. The natives, the Aborigines. Nevertheless, so they come over here on boats as squatters, worked on our lands, squatted. We give them a place to stay, our ancestors. That be that. Point being is they sent their worst first. They sent their worst. All right. If you go back and do the research and the history on this land and in other parts of the world, people was not dying with cancer and diabetes and shit like this here. And they lived a long time. So that was brought here. What's my point? If you think about the history of the quote unquote America and how it was founded or built on bullshit, lies, rape, murder, occupation, colonialism. Now, we don't even talk about the Berlin Conference. Let's just stay right where we at right now. Because that deals with Africa mostly. And how they chopped up Africa and cut it up into 9 sections. And the Portuguese and all these other countries, France, Germany, well, not Germany, but France, America, they all took a chunk, right? The French. So when it comes in terms of slavery, it was all reversed. If you already here, if your ancestors and your parents is already here, that means what? We saw their asses coming to shore. So they built a nation by way of occupation. I can go on and tell you the history of the clashes and the uprisings and so on and so forth. But now let me take this here somewhere, because like somebody said in the chat, history repeats itself, right, Flash? History repeats itself, right? Okay. And that's exactly what's happening now for Israel and next America. History's going to repeat itself. And the planets are aligning. One of the things that most of your astrologers that are religious, one of the things that they are concerned about is what Flash just said, and that's history repeating itself, because they did all of this here bullshit in the name of their God. Not mine, theirs. In their God they trust, right? Watch this. Watch this here. Now, history is about to repeat itself. We are headed, if you've been on this channel or been following this channel for the past year, a little bit over a year, y'all heard me talk about things like the planets is aligning itself. I want you to look at everything and down here on Earth is based on numbers, seasons, and cycles. Numbers, seasons, and cycles. Right? So when you take into consideration your birth chart, that's like a screenshot, a timestamp of what the planets, where they was positioned, the alignment at the time of your birth. All right. Now, take a screenshot of quote unquote America's independence from Europe, or the Europeans in this land, which is really peasants and indentured servants. And you take a screenshot when they said the ink, the Constitution, yeah, they went through a restructuring period, but all of that time frame at the time of the timestamp, the alignment of the planets, Pluto was in Aquarius. Follow me, y'all. And these folks know this, the elites. Very few people know this. So the planets are being aligned again. For example, every 20 some years, every 20 years, give or take 5, whatever, margin of error, 5, 10. Every 20 years, Pluto moves through the astrological chart, and it takes, quote unquote, give or take, 220 to 230 years to make it back to the house that it was in at the time stamp that they call themselves having a new country, a new nation. This is not a country. It's not a nation. It was already a country and a nation. You can't go back and say it's a new country and a new nation. No, you can't say that. It's occupation. All right. So I've been sharing for a year, a little over a year, with everybody on this channel that this planetary alignment has come around again. So if you go and calculate 220 to 230 years ago, it'll put you right around the time in which America was supposed to be a new country. Now, if you look at it borderline Pluto in the 11th house and in the 12th house, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Why am I saying this here, folks? For over a year now on this channel, but for longer than that in person, as I used to go and do lectures and teach and so on and so forth, I try to tell people that we're being governed by a higher power, if you will, down here as far as government, but it's ruled by Saturn. Saturn rules government institutions and anything down here in the 3D. Watch this here. So in that 11th house, it speaks a lot about wish come true, miracles, humanitarianism, humanitarian crisis, sudden changes, right? And that's where we are. So you're going to see two things happen while Pluto is in the 11th house. That's between now and 2043, 2044, give or take, depending upon what calendar you use. So we're in this here cycle. Remember, everything down here is based on numbers, seasons, and cycles. So we're in the cycle and in the season of Pluto in the 11th house. This is why you see all the global humanitarian crisis, wars, things of this nature. But don't forget about the miracles. Don't forget about the star energy. So when they say things like healing in a nation, that's Pluto in the 11th. We're about to see Israel, America, Europe, and then eventually the rest of the world into an all-out shift. And this shift is going to require a lot of conflicts. Listen to me. A lot of people dead. A lot of people starving. A lot of diseases. Right? So when you think about America supporting Israel, they're really supporting, how can I say it? They are really supporting what they established, because from a political standpoint, it's really fucked up right now. It's really fucked up globally. It's really fucked up. We're going to see some of the greatest humanitarian crisis in this country, as well as war on this land, while Pluto is in the 11th house. That's why I tell people, for the next 20 to 25 years, that's why they got on their time calendar. Everything is based on 2050, 2030. 5 years from now, we're going into year 25. By 2030, they want 1/3. This is their plan, folks. 1/3, these dark ass, sick ass folk. They want 1/3 of the planet's population to no longer exist. And by 2050, 2/3. Wonder why? Okay, now listen. But the universe is going to beat them to the punch. And the terrestrial, celestial beings is going to beat them to the punch. That Uranus and Saturn energy in the 11th house, from a timestamp cycle standpoint, that Uranus energy and that Saturn energy, America is getting ready to receive some of the worst form of universal karma that this world has ever witnessed. When you think about America, Europe, on this land, they're occupying the land. We are in exile on our own land. Listen to me good. Stripped of all of our powers, all of our authorities, all of our rights. Listen. We don't own shit. Now, I want you to take this here back over in Palestine. The so-called Muslims, Arabs, if you will. There's two types of Arabs and Muslims. You got Shiites and you have Sunnis. The Shiites are Europeans. They're the family of the European Jews. The Sunnis are more connected to what you would call the Canaanites, or the descendants of Ham. That's people like me and you. That's why they say Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's 3 sons. You have to read the book of Gilgamesh to get a lot of the information that I'm talking about. So I can go on, but I don't want to make it a whole full lecture. My major point of emphasis is America is about to be not so much doomed, but it's getting ready to go through its karma. And that's why I tell people, for the next 20 years, if you are here on this land, there will not be a constitution. The America you know today will not be in existence as you know it today 20 years from now. It's going to go through a complete cleanse, restructuring, cycle close, cycle in. As some like to say, time's up. It's like when the universe, Lord Karma, knocks on America's door and says, all right, it's time, America, for you to pay your karmic debt. And people that looks like me and you, a lot of us have sided with the enemy, if you will. There's going to be major food shortages. water. It's like when a person is sitting up and they getting ready to face murder for a crime that was more than one person involved, and that one person that the government caught says, I ain't going down by myself. And they go to snitching. Because if I go down, everybody going down. America is willing at some point, because of the universe, because of divine spiritual intervention, America is going to try to sabotage the whole fucking country. These dark ass fucking leaders. This here political system is the stage. This particular political cycle is the stage. Now, it doesn't matter who gets in, who's president, because they already know who the president gonna be. You just voting out a ritual. But whichever one of these dudes win, it's going to spark a huge civil uprising. Now, I could say civil war, but I'll just say civil uprising. Y'all can fill in the blank. Because if Trump wins, you're going to see uprisings by the Democrat Party and other members of the Republican Party get together to make Trump's life a living hell. It's kind of like Black Lives Matters 2.0. Y'all see how that shit just disappeared as soon as Biden came into office. So them knowing that Trump could be president again, the only way that they can remain power and in control with the elitists worldwide, Europe, France, the Queen Bee, Elizabeth, she's gone. The crooked ass king, he's gone. So then now there's a power struggle in Europe. There's a power struggle within the royal families that's all around the world, that they are all connected. You do know that the person, the people we call white people, I'm not racist, in this country, starting with, you can say George Washington, but even before that, they are related to the royal family of Britain. Listen. So now that royal family is going through a power struggle. And there's this here determination, Mars and Aries. There's this determination that a lot of people, especially your African countries, they are already going through a shift just like we're going through a shift. It's just that we're a little bit more cowards than the majority of these Africans. And then the people that looks like you and I south of the border. So there's uprisings. And they kicking them out. And they saying, and you can take that damn dollar with you. We gonna get with bricks. We are getting ready to see some shit in this country that you haven't seen before. Why? Time stamp, cycles, seasons, numbers. The time is ripe for a whole new planetary shift. all nations and governments as we know. I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing some nuclear bombs start dropping. That's going to wipe out a large population of the planet, and they know this shit. But if the goal by 2030 is to have 1/3 of the population dead in famine, disease, they're going to reach that goal if it's left up to them. But I believe in divine intuition, divine intervention. And now, as I've been sharing with people, you're going to see more and more what you call alien spacecrafts, alien beings. They're not aliens. And now you can go anywhere on the internet. I've been telling people and sharing and showing people for at least 20 years. 2 suns, 2 moons, other planets, spacecraft. I would take people outside and tell them just, hey, come here for a minute. Or if I'm already outside and about and I see it, because I know the cycle. And I tell, hey, look up in the sky. What you see? They'll say, I see the sun. I say, how many do you see? Then they'll look again and they'll look. What the fuck? 2 suns? Or I do it at night. Look up in the sky. What you see? I would call people on the phone. Go outside and look at the moon. Anything strange about the moon? Yeah, it's 2 of them. Ooh. Now they showing other planets around the moon, the sun, in the sky. We're in a binary planetary cycle. There's a whole nother solar system with planets and moon and its failed dwarf sun or failed dwarf star. They call the 9th planet because remember now, they said Pluto disappeared. Then now they talking about the 9th planet. Some call it Nibiru, planet X, right? And as the ionized portion of this planet, which is 9 to 10 times the diameter or size, Jupiter. And once it come up from the southwest hemisphere, that would be on your west coast. You can see it clearly now because it's within our solar system. But once you see it come up behind the sun, from behind the sunlight, imagine if you outside and if a planet is 9 times bigger than Jupiter, and that's the largest planet in our solar system, and it's bigger than that, and you walk outside and you see on the horizon, as you look in the sky in the southwest, and you see this huge, and all you can do is say, what the fuck? By the time it bypasses us in its orbit counterclockwise, I've been blocked for talking about this here from all other social medias. The only way I'm able to talk about it now, if they don't take this video down, is because I had to come through the back door after YouTube banned me in 2018. I had to come through the back door with Tarot. Tarot found me. I didn't find Tarot. Nevertheless, you'll have 2 weeks, about 2 weeks, when all eyes see this. You got 2 weeks, because when it makes its bypass, the tail that has over 200 and some thousand miles, the tail. This year, they call it the year of the dragon. Now, I'm not giving you no timeline of when this is going to take place, but it's out there. You're going to hear something come over the airways. Dun, 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 dun. Breaking news from Washington. And whoever the leader of this country, they're going to get up and speak. My fellow American citizens. And they get ready to tell you some shit. And you got 2 weeks. This thing has built up years, thousands of years of cosmic debris. And because its magnetic field is stronger, way stronger. I used to do the little diagram where I get 2 magnets. I get a small magnet, and then I get a big magnet. And you know how you set magnets down and you got one that pushes and one that pulls. And you take that magnet and set it down and then take the big one and put it beside the small one. And then when that magnet gets somewhere near close, it'll make that other magnet draw to it, right? Or if you flip that small magnet and take this big, huge magnet and go past that small magnet, it's going to make that small magnet wobble because of gravity, pull, or repel. And this is the shifting because you got all this other energy in your solar system now. Now you can go on YouTube and TikTok and all this other shit, or you can go and get on some independent astrological sites and you'll see this shit. We just too busy trying to figure out what Housewives of Atlanta and what Cat Williams and Shay Shay and all these other motherfuckers. We too busy talking about them. We too busy worried about our American dream and getting material shit. We too busy with other distractions. Right? So the planet has been shifted. We ain't paying attention. When I tell people, keep your eyes on the sky, keep your eyes on Asia, and keep your eyes on water. There's a reason. But when they make this announcement, you're going to have 2 weeks. Before then, what they call climate change is really planetary shift. Because and it's another demonstration that I used to do. Because if I take a glass of water, I don't have a glass of water in front of me, but if you can see this water, this bottle is about half full. Now, if the planet is shifting, that means that on one side of the planet, the water is increasing ever so slowly. Each time these binary planets, these other planets that's going in counterclockwise of how we are orbiting, each time it makes its way back around on the backside of the sun, that cycle, and before you know it. So on one side of the planet, as the planet is shifting on its axle, its pole, we're going through a pole flip. But as one side of the planet shifts, it gets more water. It loses a lot of shoreline. So if it's getting more water here, then less water on this side of the planet. That's your drought. Not climate change. It's a planetary shift. And it's because you got all of these other planets, a whole solar, Earth. This solar system has a binary. Most people don't even know that Sirius was once the sun for this here solar system. And when they say things like the second coming of the Son of God, basically they just saying the second coming of Sirius, and instead of God, it's just a return. It's all cosmic. It's all astrological. And so they call it climate change. Back to America, Israel. According to their own book, the whole world one day. Now, this is according to their story. The whole world will turn its eyes, turn its face, turn its back against Israel. Now, that's what's happening now. Because right now, Israel's number one ally, America, here's the Saturn government effect. America, the president, says, we're not going to give you no more weapons to destroy these people in their land that belongs to them. So Israel, so they leader says, okay, then we'll fuck America. We still gonna kill these people looking for a few. They gonna destroy a whole nation, a group of people, millions, just to get a few. They're just like I go to a concert and it's 100,000 people there, but I'm looking for 3. I don't know where they at. So I just go to shooting every damn body hoping that I can get them 3. That's what Israel is doing. That's what America did. And Israel gonna have to pay for that shit. I don't care who they damn God is. The same with America. America got to pay. So they side and now they pulling out. We are accessory, this country, to modern day genocide. Like you are accessory to the murder. You didn't pull the trigger, but you drove the getaway car. You supplied the car to get away in. That's America. And now we got to pay. The universe says we got to pay. So you're getting ready to see huge uprisings. What's going on at these universities? That ain't shit yet. You're going to see in America for the first time in your lifetime, you're going to see mass millions of people in the streets clashing. And that's what they want. Watch this. Spirit. What can we expect? What's the energy like for America right now? Give me 1 second, y'all. What's the energy like for America? Let me fill my cup up. Let me make my cup runneth over. Let me make my cup runneth over. My cup runneth over. It's about to go down, y'all. The best way I can explain. It's about to go down, and I can't wait. Let it burn, like Usher said in the song. Let it burn. Let this motherfucker burn. I ain't trying to save shit. America, nah. This corrupt system, nah. Let the universe handle it. Now, if you scared, especially if you scared to die, you scared to transition, you gonna get caught up. I promise you. If you holding on to material shit, if your life surrounds material shit, you finna be sad. 1 second, y'all. I appreciate y'all patience. I really do. I appreciate y'all patience. Gotta get something. Well, y'all so nice. Y'all so kind. I did a video about the White House on this channel about a year ago, maybe a little over a year. And in that video, I was showing y'all how that whoever, one of the families of the White House, Pluto's about exposure, bringing shit that's hidden to the surface. And the last time Pluto was in the 11th house, this was a new country based on paper. That shit's about to change. It ain't gonna be worth the paper that it's printed on. I want to know, I want to share with y'all. See, I don't have books that I'm getting information. I'm not trolling on channels getting information. No. These are things that I've been seeing in visions and dreams and foresight while meditating since I was a kid. And I can speak these things because I've seen these things. Then when it lines up, for example, Spirit wanted me with my gift to warn people back in 2017. And I did a video on Facebook. They took it down, don't take the shot. And I was just basically sharing with people the upper respiratory pandemic and virus that was coming, that was man-made. I gave them the labs, the 2 labs that everybody talking about now. There's portions of that video I still have access to. They was talking, I was sharing with them the labs were the origin. One of the labs is on a military base in North Carolina. They blocked my ass. The other lab was in Wuhan. They blocked my ass. I told them about the shot. I told them the shot consisted of a tracking device. That's the first one. And you had to take 2. They rather for you to get that damn first one, even if it wasn't but a placebo effect. But they wanted you to get that first one. because it contains a tracking device. Some of y'all might call it the mark of the beast if you're religious. The ways they can track you, they can watch your organs, they can tell your temperature, they can do, that's AI. That's RF, radiation frequency. It's like when you go and you get an x-ray, they can see inside of your body. Let me just stop right there. I don't want these folks to keep bothering me. Now check this here out. So I warn people, don't take the shot. That's all I was supposed to do. I did my job. I told everybody about the lockdown. But the one that's coming is going to make that look like a common cold, folks. It's all planned. Spirit, what is the energy like? What is it going to be like for now that we have shifted back into Pluto? Even though Pluto is in retrograde in the 11th house, slowly moving back to the 10th house, it don't like to be there. It's too much ego in the 10th house. The 10th house, y'all know, is Capricorn. It's ruled by Saturn, governments, institutions. So when Pluto first entered into the 10th house in 2008, there go my point as far as the global financial crisis. Now, when Pluto gets back into the 10th house in Capricorn, it's going to stay there for a season, a little while, until around mid-November, right after the election. Follow me, y'all. It's all, these folks are Masons. These folks, they'll give y'all the religious aspects to control you, when all along it's all astrological. Why would somebody like Putin go in the depths of Russia's museum, the old Soviet Union museum, and pull up the history of Christianity? Because when there's war, then they do what they call take spoil, gold, art, artifacts, things of this nature. So Russia and America, they was the ones that was fighting so-called Hitler, right? And they took the spoils. And when they came in, the Muslims, after the Europeans, Rome, into what we call modern day Egypt, Kemet, or Nubia, and when they went into this land, see, the capital of modern day Egypt, the ancient capital, was Memphis. And in Memphis, Tennessee, right now, there's pyramids. I know this. And that river that goes down in Mississippi, the Mississippi River that separates Tennessee or from Arkansas, that river, we know it, those of us that know, we know that that's part of the Nile River. Now, what I want to know from Spirit, with Pluto, when Pluto gets back into Aquarius in November, right after the election, you're getting ready to see a last-ditch effort for the few months that Pluto is going to be in the 10th house. Once it's in retrograde, it makes its way back to Capricorn. It's going stationary there. This is all truth. So I want to know from Spirit, what can we expect by the time Pluto is back into the 11th house in November, and then for the next 20 years to 2043, 2044, before it moves into the 12th house? That's the end. That's why they telling y'all the 2050 time frame. All right. Spirit, what's this energy going to be like? One house, one planet. Three zodiac. What can we expect? Hold on. Spirit said add something. I gotta add something, y'all. Hold on. I gotta add something. Give me a second here. Gotta add something. All right. We're gonna have one house, 3 planets, and 3 zodiacs. You call them zodiac, I call them houses, energies. All right, Spirit. What we got here? And this is for when Pluto gets back into the 11th house. Pay attention to your chart and then pay attention to the chart that's about to come out on the table. All right. What is it going to be like? What can you expect? Thank you, Spirit. All right. Now, I just told y'all that Pluto is going in retrograde, headed back to what? Capricorn. So let's go ahead and get everything. All right. So from November going forward, we got the 10th house. That's where Pluto is headed right now. And then what we got as far as planets, we got the sun. We got the South Node. We got Mercury. We got Aries. This is what we do on this channel. We got Capricorn. And we have Capricorn. Everything that I just said. Pluto in retrograde. Moving back into the 10th house. The sun is going to represent a lot of exposure of past life things and things from the past. It's going to be a lot of information to come out about the past. So like right now, Russia is saying that they got photos and artifacts in their museums that proves that, quote unquote, one we call Jesus was black. Now it's all over social media and TikTok. So why would America, arch enemy, Russia, why would they leader? Why would they leader be releasing ancient shit about one we call Jesus Christ? The arch rival. Why America couldn't do this shit? Why Rome couldn't do this shit? Why Jerusalem couldn't do this shit? Nevertheless, we got Saturn, Lord Karma, the sun. Now, there's going to be some miracles. There's going to be some happy time for some people, depending on where you fall on the side of karma. But there's going to be a lot of exposure. This is past life lessons and lessons from the past. America's getting ready to learn a lesson. There's going to be a lot of information to come out. A lot of revelations. A lot of revealing of the truth. So we got the South Node. What's opposite of the South Node? Aries, the North Node. That's where the North Node is, in Aries. The South Node is in Libra. That's all about justice, justice system, relationships, partnerships, things of that nature. And then we got double Capricorn. So when I read doubles, I take the positive side and the negative side. The positive side of this here Saturn, for those of us in America after November of this year, if you're on the positive side of karma, you're going to experience happy times and miracles. Success. You follow me? Material happiness, joyful outcomes, success. If you're on the negative side of this karma, If you're on the negative side, a lot of shit gonna be exposed about you. Learning a lot of lessons, America, and on an individual level. Message from the universe. Spirit, message from the universe. Swift action. Wealth, empathy, promises, commitment, affections, inner strength, auspicious outcome. You will enter a time of expansion, so begin taking steps toward achieving your ultimate objectives immediately. Finances will miraculously improve. Oh, and somebody has their mind set on you. So there's getting ready to be this sudden, swift shift. So 8, pay attention to the 8-8 portal this year. It's going to be different than any other year, I promise you, leading up to it. All right. We got lessons learned, karma. 9s, endings. I wouldn't be surprised if after this election this year, you can take the hourglass and turn it, that's full on the bottom, and turn it upside down. Now it's full on the top. And it's a matter of time by the time all that's saying, and an hourglass, an astrological universal, if you will, hourglass, by the time all of it gets to the bottom, it's over with. Culmination, results, benefits, reflection, completion. Remember the question, Spirit, what can we expect once Pluto gets back into the 11th house and it's there for the next 20 years? Take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. Spirit is talking to America. Take stock of your accomplishments, American. How did you get to what you got? Because why? There's coming. This is a reminder to maintain optimism and drive towards your goal. The key word, the key phrase, the key sentence is America. Take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. Because there's lessons to be learned, America. And there's endings coming. Now I'm dealing with America right now. 23 last year could be significant. Why? Because Pluto moved into the 11th house for the first time in 200 and some years last year. It says endless cycles. I keep telling y'all, we're getting ready to shift now. So 23 or 23 could be significant, or 2s and 3s. If you're seeing this here in your dreams, when you meditate, or if you're seeing them these numbers randomly, there's something about last year that's significant. What is significant as far as I'm concerned and what I'm talking about? What's significant is Pluto moved into the 11th house in 2023. And then it went back to Capricorn, the 10th house. And it's doing its final back and forth now, coming up in May. Because Pluto is in retrograde, slowly ever moving back towards the 10th house. Communication, society, movement, journey, repetitive, circumstances, and patterns. That's all I'm talking about. The karmic cycle right now. So hold on. There's some truth you're resistant to accept. That's America. We're talking about America here, folks. And even some of us, we're in this cognitive dissonant energy to where we don't even want to believe the truth or reality. We rather believe a lie. But nevertheless, endless cycles that started last year in 2023. And we've seen some of the repeats of ancient, if you will, astrological events that took place last year. Let me keep going. What else we got? 1441, unique skills, life goals, mission, sense of self-honesty, important projects. It's time. It's that time of intense self-development. Focus your mind on your craft. You already have what it takes to succeed, but practice makes you a master. It also serves to find your true purpose. Leveling up in your career or business is the priority right now. That's what Spirit wants y'all to be focused on. 1441 could be significant. Spirit, what's going on here from November 2024 until around November? This is a forecast way out until November of 2043, 2044. What do we need to know about this Pluto energy in the 11th house in America? It's all towers here, folks. I can't make it up. After this election, when Pluto moves out of the 10th house and it makes its way back to 11th house, we start all over, a whole new cycle. I'm not talking about you personally. The question is about America. We're starting all over. Learning from failures is key. Happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand it's a process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big thing and the big ones. Failures or fails are fun. Start fresh. Bottom of the deck, 2020. That was when we was in lockdown. But anyway, compassion, mercy, diplomacy, potential service, recovery, adaptability, renew. It is a confirmation that your assumptions and beliefs are correct. So, for example, if you have ever thought about or assumed if you ever thought about, I wonder if something major going to happen in America. I wonder if we ever going to see any bombs. I wonder this, I wonder this, I wonder this. Assumptions. Or if it's based on your belief. Say you believe in Jesus Christ. I wonder if it's more to the story of Jesus Christ that I believe in than what I'm being told. The universe says it's a confirmation that your assumptions is correct and beliefs are correct. I've been through that phase. Spirit, what we got? Pluto in the 11th house. From November forward, there'll be a lot of fear, a lot of hidden things. It's going to be a lot of fear from November 24 all the way up until November 43. All new. All new. Leo energy, the sun, victory. That's why I say one of these Capricorns, one of these Saturns has a lot to do with karma, and one has to do with dharma. What can we expect, Spirit, between November 24 and November 44? Show me what I need to see pertaining to America. Pluto in the 11th house. Humanitarian crisis. Miracles. Accomplishments. Dreams come true. What can we expect for America, Spirit? Starting all over. The compassionate aspects and elements of what's coming out is pertaining to humanitarianism, A lot of y'all gonna become humanitarians doing these here crisis, this shift and this change here, this restart. What we have, Spirit. There it is. New start. A whole new start is coming. Focus. This is about visions becoming reality. Inspired action. Why is the magician here? Manifesting. And for some, if Mercury's in retrograde during this time frame, we could be looking at the magician being the trickster. Repeat cycles. Look at the head. Abundance for some and repeat cycles and lessons from the past. Page of Cups. There's going to be a great deal of forgiveness. If you look at America being the magician, there's some apologies. The mind games. It's a lot of forgiveness. A lot of forgiveness. Starting all over. The magician is number 1. The fool is 0. So that 1 represents fresh start. This is for America, nobody personally. New start. 10 of Swords. Bottom of the deck. There go America right there with the magician and the 10 Swords. Let me tell you something. So many people in this country will be in this energy of you getting confirmation that what you was assuming and what you was believing about America is correct. This nation has betrayed the people of this land so much and has lied to these people so much. Our ancestors, our parents, the Aborigines, the natives, as you would call them, the indigenous people of this land. So between November this year, 2024, and November 2044, major shift. 10 represents endings and new beginnings. That's this here 10 sword is this Mercury energy. After this 10 comes the Ace of Sword, clarity. So we're going to be finding out how America betrayed its own people of this, the people of this land. And I really believe America is going to be forced to forgive, forced to reveal the truth, forced to forgive, ask the forgiveness of our people, the descendants of this land. All the lies, the deceptions, the betrayals, the universe is going to step in and balance things out. Temperance. Remember the question now. We're talking about Pluto in the 11th house. And I ask Spirit, what can we expect once Pluto gets back into the 11th house in November this year until 2044? And it's on the table. What's going on with this magician spirit? I believe this magician is, in some ways, America. What's going on with this magician? I believe this magician is going to have to release control based upon what I'm looking at down here. What's going on with this magician? This magician is going to be defeated if it's in a negative aspect. The magician is America. It's lies. Everything's going to be balanced back out again. All right. What else we got, Spirit? What's going on with America? This magician. I'm telling you, I can't make this shit up. Can you imagine how many people have gone through heartbreak because of America? I'm talking about the system, government. That's this 10th house. The lessons that they have yet to learn. The lies, 10 of Swords, the betrayals, the lies. That's the Mercury energy. The universe is going to force America to come clean. What I'm saying also is we're going to be looking at a whole new America in the next 20 years. I'm telling y'all, it is not going to be the same. What's going on with this magician? So it's like saying the earth angel, archangel. Y'all might say Gabriel, but the earth angel, a higher power, higher deity, is going to come and deal with this here magician, temperance, and this 3 of Swords. Major. That heart you saw in the 3 of Swords, like I said, this is America. How many people have been at the swords? 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, pertaining to the government and the institution. How many lies have been told? How many hearts have been broken? How many people's dreams? What's going on with this here magician, America? This is America here, the magician. Two ways I'm going to go with this here, only because I got double Capricorn. This magician, America, there's a higher authority, temperance. It's going to deal with this here magician, America. The elders and the ancestors are going to deal with this here magician, America. It's a higher power, higher authority that's getting ready to take control of this magician. Why is this here King of Swords here? I'm not reading based upon 300 AD, Milan, Italy version, Western version of tarot. No, I'm reading from an ancient perspective. Probably a little bit more closer to the Bimbine tablets is where I read from most time. Why is this here magician out here with this here authority? King of Swords. Who would y'all say America's number, their 3 main allies? Israel, Europe, Japan. In the Bible, in the book of Daniel, they talk about at the end of the world, if you will, during the age, if you will, or the time of the Antichrist, you have one world leader. They said it's a small nation, the little horn. That's a leader. And from that little horn, that main horn, rose up 3 little horns. And these 3 nations that's going to work with alongside America, this is going to be America's last downfall, its downfall. And the downfall of 3 other nations, probably Israel, Europe, and Japan. One more card, Spirit. So this magician, whoever they collaborate with, and the magician in this case is America. These three pentacles is who they collaborate with. These are America's allies. They main three allies. Israel, America, and Japan. This next card is going to clarify this here, King of Swords. The past. America is going to be judged because of its past. How it has dealt with children, families. America's getting ready to be judged because of their past. And now, there's your Aquarius energy, the star. Renewal. Inner clarity. Miracle. I didn't talk about all this. America's going to be in the spotlight, but not in a nice way. And they're going to have to heal. All right. This Page of Cups, in this case, America apologizing, this magician apologizing because of what? Betrayals that's coming to an end between now, November 2024 and November 2044. America's going to have to apologize. Page of Cups. Because the world is going to be watching. Spirit says. Why is this Page of Cups here? America's going to have to apologize to us, the mother of this land, the mothers of this land. America's going to have to apologize. Between now, November 2024 and 2044. They're going to have to apologize. They've been controlling and holding hostage, if you will, the mothers of this land ever since they've been in occupation and in control. Page of Cups with this Queen of Cups, Spirit. They're going to have to apologize. I'm not bullshitting. To the mothers of this land. Let me tell y'all one of the reasons why they're going to have to apologize. Because when you go to the Bible, I'm only speaking on terms of, in this country, America's supposed to be in this country. America's supposed to be a Christian nation. Now, who is the mother of their Christian religion that they came up with? This ain't sent from no God in no sky, sit behind a desk. Who is the mother? Eve, according to their Bible. That's the mother of this land. Listen to me good, y'all. But it's the mother, you got to know who Eve is. Because in that Bible, the mother of this land, the mother of this planet, but in this land, in the Bible, Eve is portrayed as the one who giveth birth to. Right? The one who giveth birth to what? Whole planet, whole nation. Now listen, follow this here. So they painted, there was a time, let me tell y'all something, for over 200,000 years, quote unquote, the melanated woman, y'all say black woman, was God, veered as God, the most powerful women on this planet, the most powerful leaders and people on this planet, especially the most successful, notable leaders in Egypt and on this land, was a woman. And for over 200,000 years, the woman was seen as God. The woman gave birth to. So they lied on Eve. And based on their own religion, they said that the man or the masculine is the head over the woman. That's a lie. That's a lie. No man should ever feel like he's over, head over, rule. That's like the unk that I wear. That's like the unk that I wear. Let me give y'all a look. That's like the unk that I wear. This represents the feminine aspect, but the unk is more than what I'm talking about. But just in this here case, this is the feminine aspect. This is the womb. That's an eternal portal. That's how we travel back and forth from one dimension to the next. Positive, negative, masculine, feminine, offspring. Some like to say ovaries from an anatomy standpoint. So it's like the offspring, the children, if you will, descendants. So we got the feminine, we got the offsprings, male and female. And then at the bottom, you have masculine. Some like to say this is the womb, this is the penis that gives you offspring through by way of this portal. Let me show you what the church did. Not only we know that there's so many books missing from their book, the Bible. So why did they keep out 20-some books? Because in their story, they reversed it. They reversed the story, folks. So when you take and look at the cross, let me give y'all some deep shit. America. They closed up the sacred womb and they put the woman, the feminine aspect of this here energy, at the bottom, and put the masculine over the children and the woman, and blame Eve or blame the woman for the sins of this world. And that's the reason why they'll tell you that the woman sinned first. So therefore the man, masculine, is over the woman. But they got to come now, America, the magician, and they got to apologize because all of the popes, starting with the first one, Sylvester, all of the popes and some other world leaders, they know that the quote unquote, the black woman is God. The melanated woman is God. The woman is the head of all. How do I know that? Because my uncle, the woman is at the top. The feminine principle is at the top, not the bottom. And so y'all, some bullshit. Let's keep going. So this America, the magician, there's a higher authority, your ancestors, King of Sword. You can say Archangel Michael, ancestors, gods. That's going to come against America and its allies. That's been spewing out all of these fucking lies over the short time span since they have been in existence as a nation 200 and some years ago. The same time Pluto was last in the 11th house. So for the next 20 years, starting in November, after this election, the shift began from a governmental standpoint. They got to come back. They're going to learn lessons, folks, America. And all the lies, the deceptions, the betrayals, it's about to be exposed. And the universe and high authority is going to force them to. Because now people are saying, let me just throw a little something in here. Now people are saying, so why is Putin so evil? But he's posting shit. He's allowing shit from their museums to be posted, showing you that Mary was black, Jesus was black, and everybody around them was black. Now, I don't want to say black. I say black because we're not black. I like to consider myself copper tone. But for the sake of saying what they like to say, America's black. I mean, Mary was black. And Putin showed it to you. The Pope, all of them, right now, they pray to the Black Madonna, if you will. Right now, in the basement of a museum in Egypt, lies this room, this open space, where Mary, Jesus, and Joseph flee from Jerusalem, according to their book and their story, from Herod, who was trying to kill all the firstborn, including, quote unquote, the baby Jesus. So they took flight to Egypt. That's what the Bible says. That room still exists underneath a museum in Egypt to this very day. So when people said, do you believe in Jesus? No, I don't. Because I know the Jesus that we've been taught is a character that was created, C-R-E-E-D, that was created into existence during one of the councils of Nicaea, 325 AD, headed by Constantine and about 200 and something bishops and cardinals of the Roman Catholic Church. But there was one there named Ariel, who refused to accept Ptolemy as a pharaoh or a god. Man, I could teach if I had the time. This magician America is going to have to apologize to all the mothers. They're going to have to tell the truth that instead of these European pictures you see, the Mother Earth, Mary, according to their religion, Eve, is not a pale skin. That's one lie that got to come out, because why? Pluto brings up things from the past that's hidden, the underworld. And in that 8th house is the most karmic house of all of the houses in your astrological chart. Always follow Pluto, North Node and South Node in your chart, and Saturn. Yeah, I know y'all like sun, moon, rising, and Venus. They got to apologize to the mothers, including reveal the true mother, Eve. Why being not pale or European? This is one of the main reasons, not the main reason, but one of the reasons why Russia and China has never, ever invaded Africa, America, and south of the border, what you call modern day Brazil. China and Russia has never invaded this land south of the border, Africa, nor has China. And this is why a lot of your African countries are dealing with Russia and China, because they're revealing the truth. Asia used to be black, if you will. And their leaders are revealing stuff. It's a lot of shit's getting ready to come out. Why do we have America apologizing to the woman, the black woman, the melanated woman? Why? The mother of this earth. We got a match. The Queen of Sword. They have to come and speak the truth to the woman. Look at all this feminine energy here with the apology card, like I started out with. Look at all of this feminine energy. And if they don't, there's no victory for America. And some of these people are so dark that they would rather take the whole damn nation, sabotage the whole nation, knowing that they're going down, just like I gave you the narrative of how they're deceiving themselves. And they would rather, like a murderer running out of a bank robber running out of a bank and hop in the getaway car. And then let's say those two people in the getaway car, they drive off, and then the car crash, and then what they do, they both get out the car and run their separate ways. One of them get caught. Whoever get caught gonna snitch on the other one. And the other one gonna say, I didn't shoot nobody, I didn't rob the bank. You drove the car though. You drove the car. If America don't apologize and don't reveal the truth about Eve, about the Aborigine woman, about the woman being the head over the man, not so much the head over the man, but the head portal by which we get here. And whoever that woman was, they lied about it. What was the betrayal? See, America has a trail of betrayal that's coming to an end. 10. What's going on with this 10 sword? They got to. And this is what's going to start everything over. Karma. Lessons learned. America has to learn a lesson. I'm just being honest with y'all. All this shit's finna come to an end. We going through a shift. Restart, renewal, refresh, ending. After this is the Ace of Swords. This masculine is going to have to apologize to this feminine for all the lies and deceptions and the betrayal. I can't make your shit up. If America don't apologize, there's no victory here for America. And they know it. There's no victory. The 6 of Wands from an energy, this is failure. This is losing, disgrace, being hunted, ill will. The truth is about to come out. We're right back to where we started from, and it's going to keep going like that. Universe, God, spirit, source is not bullshitting with America. Why there's no victory? Because of this betrayal. If they don't bring it in to the lies and start telling the damn truth about the past, exposed. And a lot of people are going to start walking out of the church like flies, like roaches when you turn the lights off. Ten of Swords, no victory, loss, failure. I can't make this shit up. Control. They got to release control of the truth. This is 10th house. Control. How have they been controlling us? By lying to us about our parents. You didn't come off of no damn boat. Your mothers was already here. You're not here because of some European woman in a garden. This is the year of the divine feminine. This is the year of the red dragon. And all of this betrayal by way of control is going to be unsuccessful. There's no victory for America if this damn country, America, the magician, don't get this his shit right. It's a wrap. Why is America in this here magician and this damn devil and this 10 of Swords is here, spirit? So between November this year and November 2044, I'm not bullshitting. Why Pluto is in Aquarius, all this is going to take place. I've seen this here so many years ago. I can't make this shit up. This kind of represents achievements. There will be no victory, no achievements, if America and their betrayal, their lies, their deception, their control, if they don't release it. And heal things. Tell the truth with the mothers of this land. There's one woman, her name, if you look it up, her name, Queen Califia. Queen Califia. And Queen Califia, in short, is where you get the name California. When America first became, quote unquote, a government, a system, a nation, and they was free from Europe's control, America's legacy is at stake, y'all. And when America became, quote unquote, a constitutional nation by documentation, there was one gift that France offered America because America wanted France to give them a gift. They had already gotten Louisiana from the French. And that gift was they wanted a statue to represent their freedom. New world, new birth of a nation. And France told the new leaders, if you will, of this country, oh, that's what y'all want? Who is the woman that represents this land that we could build some sort of statue? The French recommended Califia, Queen Califia, where you get the name California from. And when America's leaders, whoever the fuck they were, saw that Queen Califia was black, native, aborigine to this land, they refused it and had friends to resculpture what you call. Because when you think about Lady Liberty, Lady Justice, this shit's deep, but it's not. This kind of represents Queen Califia as well as Eve. The woman gave birth to this nation, and she wasn't a pale-skinned woman. And they used Lady Liberty. But when you look at the scales, in most cases of justice in this country, you got it looking like this. That's an injustice. That's not balance. That's balance. So the injustice, they're going to have to apologize. Your parents, feminine energy, woman, they owe her, your ancestor mothers, an apology. All the way back to the lies that they stole, that they told about Eve or about the black woman, the melanated woman. They got to heal this here. Legacy. This country lose, fail, clarified with 10 pentacles if they don't get this lie right. They got to release control of the feminine aspect. They got to release control over the feminine aspect and bring things back into balance. They got to bring things back into balance, back into order. Right now, shit's out of order because they said the masculine energy is head over the feminine energy. That's a lie. They're forced by the universe to bring things back in order. If not, chaos and confusion. Chaos and confusion. I promise you. For the next 20 years. What's going to be the outcome? They got to heal all these lies, folks. And they got to release control to bring things back in balance. Then the new start takes place. The ending of a cycle. Problems, worries, all that shit's going to be behind us. All these 10, everything's going to be brought back into control. This Two of Wands represents a new plan, a new order, a new way in the future. The feminine energy. You're going to see more women out here fighting than men. Because the woman wants to take the feminine energy, man or woman, wants to take back control and bring things back into balance. And this here Empress out here represents Mother Universe as well. They got to bring things back to order, or it's just going to be chaos, confusion, and crisis in this country. And once they do this, this is a new plan. This is a new day. Ace of Wands. Once they do this, and it's going to happen because it's a forced energy. Then there's a new contract between America and the divine, all-seeing, all-knowing, most high universe. What happens, Spirit, at the end of the day in America? What's the end going to be like? What's the end going to be like around 2044? It's going to be total transformation. Endings. Total transformation. Let me keep going. I know sometimes we come to social media and we run across channels and we hear shit and it's not popular. The truth is not going to be popular in these in this energy or this day and time. But America is going to have to be forced. It's going to be forced by the universe, by Mother Universe, to get shit right. And if America don't get shit right and tell the fucking truth, there's no achievements. 2044. Whole transformation. Whole new, I'm telling y'all, the Bill of Rights, this Constitution, and all this other bullshit is not going to be what you see it is 20 years from now. I promise you. I promise you. Shit. 2044, Spirit, end of the day outcome and advice. I saw this Knight of Cups. That's new. That's new. It's new. It's all new. New contract, new everything. Everything's going to be balanced back out. Problems over with. New, everything's going to be new. I promise you. Just hold tight and be around. Healing. I can't make it up. Pluto in Aquarius, the center. There is going to be healing, humanitarian crisis, miracles, a whole new start. Pluto in the 11th house. If they don't, it's going to be conflict. This conflict is connected to, if they don't make things right, this Knight of Cups represents an apology that's connected to this here Page of Cups. If they don't get shit right, there's going to be number conflict. I can't make this shit up. That's a man and a woman. Masculine and feminine. That's a man and a woman, masculine and feminine. That's clarifying this star. That's a man and a woman, masculine and feminine. The page represents the children, offspring. The star is clarified with lovers. That's a man and a woman. That's not a man and a man or a woman and a woman. You can take it however you want to take it. I'm just telling you, this is what's coming out. They got to get it right. They will get it right. Right now, we in quote unquote, from a biblical standpoint, right now we quote unquote, we in Sodom and Gomorrah energy, where your government says that it is okay for a man to marry a man or a woman to marry a woman. Now, I ain't getting into all of that shit. The universe looks at balance, opposites, positive and negative, feminine and masculine, female and male. That's how you create by way of the portal. They got to get it right. If not, America will remain under judgment. Karma. They got to get it right. That's the future. In the future, they got to bring shit back into balance, or it's going to be conflict, karma, judgment for the controlling mechanism of this country, the devil, which represents Capricorn or the 10th house, governments and institutions. There's going to be conflict. They got to release control. There's going to be so much war, fighting, clashes, crisis, uprisings in this country. And that's the only way things are going to get back stable and balanced and in order. We'll see y'all later on. Peace and blessings. I wish I could teach on this here. I could teach on this here for a whole 10 years and still won't touch the surface. Between 2024 November and 2044 November, this country is about to change. That's right, sister. This country is about to change. And whatever side of karma you are on will determine your fate. And ain't shit you can do about it. This is the universe doing it. Pluto in Aquarius, there will be healing. Things will be brought back to balance and order. This is miracles. There will be miracles. There are going to be times that all of this chaos and war and all of this shit in America and around the world going on, and you're going to be still in miraculous energy. Some of y'all are not going to be touched. Some of y'all are not going to experience death. Instead, you're going to experience miracles, healing. And I can't fucking wait. I'm like in that energy of Usher. Let it burn. Let this motherfucker burn to the ground if necessary, universe, to start shit over. And just like in the quote unquote beginning, just like in the beginning, I had to start all over. Mothers, women, you're the catalyst to the healing of this nation. The melanated woman. You will get that apology. You will get that forgiveness. Or there's no country. You're not going to have no country unless this is like this. Things will be brought back into order. That's Mother Earth. That's Mother Universe. There's a new birth, a rebirth that's taking place right before our eyes. And that's why these governments, especially America, is going to come to an end. I bullshit you not. By 2044, everything will be just like this again. Whole new cycle. Everything will be brought back to balance and order. Where is it at? Everything's going to be brought back to balance and order. It's down here, temperance. Y'all be safe.